hearing from folks who are not entirely pleased with this pick so far is that he's not shown that the people closest to him understand the issues that drove those voters to the polls in the first place, understand the issues that, if you're talking about growing the party, will continue to push more of those voters, whether it's progressives, whether it's black people, whether it's brown people, Latinos, Asian Americans,
But they were decidedly not only not with him, they tried to defeat him.
Well, yes, and I think the message from Biden camp on all of this, whether it's progressives or concern from other minority groups, is we hear you, but we've got this. And he does feel like he has a mandate, and he's also facing the reality that President Trump did not face, which is that when he governed,
that Joe Biden is putting together, though, it looks more center-left than it does progressive-left.
Well, it does in some cases, and Politico reported last week that national security progressives and far-left activist groups like Win Without War and Code Pink are now trying to coordinate their response to these appointments. They're trying to stop, for example, Michelle Flournoy, who's one of Biden's candidates to head the Department of Defense.
News update. The investigation may not be over after all. Former CIA Director John Brennan says he has no problem with U.S. Attorney John Durham continuing his investigation into the origin of the FBI. On ABC's This Week, Azar said he's worried about people and their behavior with the Christmas holiday coming up. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer urges Congress to pass the $908 billion COVID relief bill to avoid what he calls a Christmas cliff. On December 26th, special unemployment benefits expire for millions of Americans. President Trump renews calls to open up more of the nation's economy.
President Trump says places that are locking down to slow the spread of the coronavirus should open up.
the reality is December and January and February are going to be rough times.
Grim news as the pandemic overwhelms healthcare system, threatens the economy, and locks down weary Americans. But there's hope on the horizon. We'll talk with Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar about the prospect for approval this week by the FDA. Plus,
that is a total game changer. A new president and a vaccine.
Signs of compromise on about the biggest threats to this country. And our power player of the week, famed cellist Yo-Yo Ma, spreading comfort and hope through his music. All right now on Fox News Sunday. And hello again from Fox News in Washington. As we wait for approval and distribution of a COVID vaccine, the new states are already prepping for distribution. In a moment, we'll speak with HHS Secretary Alex Azar. But we begin with President Trump's return to the campaign trail for the first time since the November election. Mark Meredith has that story from the White House. Mark.
Chris, President Trump appeared thrilled to be back on the trail last night, but his trip to Georgia also exposed the turmoil in the Republican Party over his refusal to concede.
We've never lost an election. We're winning this election.
The presidential election is over, but not according to President Trump. While stumping for GOP candidates David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler,
They believe, both of them, in America, and they believe in our values and all that we stand for, and they understand the state. They love your state.
the president demanded Republican governors reject November's election results.
Your governor could stop it very easily if he knew what the hell he was doing.
Both parties are spending heavily in the fight for Georgia's Senate seats. Republicans need to